Hey guys, Joe Spark here from the Beckster Lifestyle, and today's topic is going to be practice. I'm going to be talking about ways to practice and why a certain type of practice is much more important than other types of practice. In the last year, I've been going out maybe overall on average, maybe 4 to 5 nights a week. I wanted to get good at this. I wanted to get even better at this, and I knew that I'd have to really throw myself in. So, what types of practice are there? I'd say that reading a book called The Talent Code by Daniel Core gave me a really good insight into how people at high levels practice. And this is a type of practice called deep practice. So what is deep practice? Deep practice is just outside your comfort zone. The trick is to put yourself in a position where you're just outside your comfort zone. Not too far, but not to a point where you're not really challenging yourself. You need to lean against the resistance just a little bit. I'd say that was the key to constantly pushing yourself. Now, it's the same thing with going out a lot. That's going to push you. I'd say that for most guys, going out 2 nights a week is probably pretty standard considering you go out Friday, Saturday night. But you need to find somewhere Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday that has a high volume of women. And if it's your first year, keep it simple. Don't put pressure on yourself. Go in there and talk to as many women as you can within the first hour. Just get yourself out there. I'd say that for my first year, that was practically all I did. I didn't really put too much theory into anything. I'd say that I'd found 3 or 4 venues that I knew were going to be like high volume of women, and I just threw myself in there and I chatted to everybody. So the first set or the first person you speak to doesn't necessarily need to be the hottest girl in the venue. In fact, it would probably be more beneficial for it to not be the hottest girl in the venue, because the first person you speak to is probably going to be the person you warm up on. I'd love to go up to the first person and tell them as a joke that they are my warm-up, and then just talk whatever I want to talk about. This puts me in an illogical headspace, and it sets me up brilliantly for the rest of the night. The actual night itself, you can give yourself certain missions. I can give you a couple now that can really enhance practice on the night out. Some you can give them ratings of how scary you want them to be. So your wing, you could say, I want a level 7 mission or a level 10 mission. Now, bearing in mind, you don't want to get each other beaten up, but obviously level 10 is going to be pretty scary. Maybe a girl that's making out with a guy, maybe 2 girls that are with guys that look pretty scary, whatever you want it to be. Start off small, speak to everybody, get in that venue and make sure you open someone within 15 seconds, maybe even less, 10 seconds. Doesn't matter who it is, get yourself talking. Chat, 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 chat. That's the key. I'd say that you need to stay in there to the end of the night where the real pulling's done. But this is how I practiced, and this is what was effective for, in the last 2 years. I'd say that where I'm getting my most results is because I just keep going. I'd say that deep practice, on the other hand, was something that I really experimented with in the last year. So I really pushed the boundaries, but just to the point where I'd have to really consider whether I was going to leave with that girl or not. I'd say go out at least 3 to 5 nights a week. I mean, if you want to get good at this, you're going to really have to commit to this. And maybe put this into part of your schedule, as this is going to be your new obsession. If you want this to be your new obsession, you're going to be getting good at this. I'd say that it took me a year of solidly going out, maybe 5 nights a week on average, maybe 6 nights a week on average, to start getting results in an area that I was already okay at. But for me to start getting results where I want to pull most nights, then you're going to have to go out 6 nights a week. Maybe you're already pretty good at this, but still, you want to become very good at this. Whether you drink or not, that's down to you, and we've already spoken about that. I'd say that day game is also something that you should commit to just once a week. Just go out, and it should be casual. Don't put pressure on yourself. You need to be speaking to a lot of people, different people in shops. Girls that work in shops, ask them questions on what they should recommend, but speak to everybody. You need to be chatting, just like night game. Get that momentum going, keep going with it, keep going. I'd say that you need wings. I mean, wings that are like-minded people that are actively going to encourage you. I wouldn't necessarily say that they have to be within this whole game community, but just find people that will dare you to go and speak to hot girls if it's the street or the nightclub. But they need to be people that are positive about this and will actively encourage your failure as well as your success. This is very important. With my wings, we're constantly laughing about our mess ups, and that's how you get good. You have to embrace failure. So to recap, I'd say go out a lot. I'd say find people that are like-minded, and in the night, I'd say speak to everybody. If you speak to the 6 as much as you speak to the 10, she's going to be feeling just the same as the 6. It's very important. If you're rolling up on everybody, then they're all the same, and you're much likely to take home a real hot girl. If you've got any questions on practice or how to practice, just leave a question in the comment box below. Cheers, guys.